Hello. Hello, rewatch crew, I guess. Might be stuck talking to nothing but the rewatch crew. Hey, Scriptcoat. Hey, Ika. Hey, cute ugly llama. How's work? As always, it was work. Work always sucks. I did not order Anunnaki because I worked tonight. Hey, Brayden. I did not watch the debate. And truthfully, I wouldn't say I'm that in tune with American government news. I used to be. I used to be very interested in. Can I order chicken fingers? Well, no, because it's 2:30 in the morning where I am. For a Canadian. I mean, Canadians don't really have a choice, frankly. Maybe get into US politics. I mean, I don't know. I think Daily Show as much as anything else. I think I was just watching the Daily Show back when I was coming into my teens. Would have been what, maybe 14, maybe 15 when I started watching the Daily Show. I think I was around 14 when I started watching the Daily Show. I think I was around, I believe it was 99 that I started watching. It might have been 20 or might have been 2000. I did not watch the debate, Llama. So yeah, I think when I was like 14, 15, I started watching the Daily Show. And that sort of what started getting me into politics. And then I got more into politics, just, you know, becoming a teenager, teenager know-it-all. That said, there are a lot of, I stand by a surprising number of my political opinions from when I was a teenager. Do you think Biden has dementia? I mean, I don't know about dementia, but he's definitely like, he's 80 years old. He's slowed down for sure. Even like he's slowed down for sure, and it's not going to get better over the next 4 years. He's, he's declining. Which would be fine, except that he's the fucking president. He's had dementia for a long time. Again, I don't know if it's dementia so much as just, sometimes he says shit that's weird. Yeah, I mean, like, it's between old and stupid and racist. And old, stupider, and racister. Is he the worst president of all time? No. Frankly, I'd be inclined to put Reagan at number one in terms of the worst president. Like, when you're talking about worst presidents of all time, I'd be inclined to go with Reagan. There was one dude, like right before Lincoln, I don't know if there's a guy right before Lincoln or a little bit before Lincoln who had like gambling in the Oval Office. Dude just like did nothing to present the did nothing to preserve the Union. Just got in there purely and solely uh, for his own uh, benefit. To benefit himself and his friends. I don't remember. I don't remember which president it was, but it was one of the ones who was just very shortly before, uh, Lincoln. That guy might be worst. But a huge amount. Is that doll in my closet? That is Cove. That's Cove from the visual novel Our Life, Beginnings and Always. Reagan was the former actor. So yeah, in the modern era, past, post World War II, let's say post World War II era. Yeah, Reagan was worst. Nixon was awful. It's very good as your favorite X-Men. Yeah. I mean, Nixon was bad. The wild thing is he was nowhere near the worst. Like, by modern standards, Nixon was pretty far to the left, frankly. Like, Nixon would be like liberal Democrat by today's standards. Jean Chrétien was the best prime minister. Yeah, he was pretty corrupt. Good foreign policy. Yep. Yeah, Nixon actually did have pretty good foreign policy. And I believe that he was I think he did prevent as I recall correctly, he did try for healthcare reform. And his policy, like his approach, wasn't terrible. Like the policy he put forward wasn't terrible. From what I can remember. So yeah, Nixon wasn't great, but Reagan, so many of the problems facing the United States today started under Reagan. Weakening of unions, weakening of all sorts of regulations, financial regulations, and safety regulation, all like every fucking regulation on the planet. Hey, you know what I mean? Aw. Watergate hadn't happened, people would have had a pretty positive opinion of Nixon. Probably. Reagan had been brought crack to the hood. Yeah, he definitely did not do anything to up there. He never cared about the AIDS epidemic. Like Nixon could have stepped in early and helped limit the spread of AIDS, but as far as he was concerned, all those gay people deserved it. So fuck them. he really helped encourage the idea of greed is good. Like he was very much, whatever the corporate executives want is good. If that means they line their own pockets while cutting the salaries of the people who work for them, then hey, that's fine. Financial deregulation led to, has led to pretty routine crashes. Yeah, I mean, environmentalism. Reagan was a fucking abomination in terms of environmental policy. Carter was starting to make some efforts in that direction, and then Reagan came in and said, "Nah, fuck the environment. Fuck that noise. Dump pollution everywhere. We don't care." Nixon was the last conservative president before the neocons took over. Yeah. Yeah, Nixon was kind of like the last good conservative. Hey, Becky. So yeah, climate change. That's like Reagan did nothing. Reagan sort of did nothing to encourage better environmental policies. Did I watch the debate? No, I did not watch the debate. Why the fuck would I want to watch two out of touch old bastards yell at each other? Fuck the debate. Which president was close with the Klan? Probably a few. If we control the weather, why don't we do it better? Yeah. Reading a biography of Henry Kissinger right now. And fuck Kissinger as well. Fucking war criminal. Only reason I hope hell exists is so that he can burn in it. As we have Grandpa Simpson yelling in a cloud. I regularly am Grandpa Simpson, yep. Seeing the type would have an opinion on the debate. Like I said, my opinion on the debate is fuck both of them. They're both awful. I've had no interest in watching the debate. I like the name Woodrow. Why do I hate Biden? I mean, there's a lot of reasons. The fact that he's supporting the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians definitely factors in. Like that South Park episode of Turd Sandwich. For the record, I still think Giant Douche was funnier. Hey, Color Purple. Kissinger was Nixon's Secretary of State. Right. So, like, Nixon's foreign policy wasn't terrible. In points. Like, there were parts of Nixon's foreign policy that weren't terrible, actually. Kissinger was there were parts of Nixon's foreign policy that weren't terrible, actually. Kissinger was a fucking war criminal. Which country was it that Anthony Bourdain visited? Which country was it that Anthony Bourdain visited and then declared that, Kissinger was a fucking war criminal? Cambodia. Yeah, so Anthony Bourdain, the famous chef, he went to Cambodia, and he talked about how Like anyone who's been to Cambodia, who's really spent time with the people there and explored the country, could not possibly walk away. They like the only conclusion they can walk away with is that Henry Kissinger is a war criminal. That guy's fucking awful. South Park used to be good, but sucks now and has sucked for a while. I feel like what happened with South Park. So two things happened with South Park. First of all, they started getting really deep into politics, which would be fine, except that their political opinions are the shallowest fucking bullshit possible. Just generic, both sides are equally bad, caring is for losers bullshit. The libertarians? Exactly. And that's what libertarians are. They have the worst politics. So there is that. I think the other issue that South Park faces is that it's just gone on so long. Like, it's really, really hard for a series to go on for a long time without it just having long stretches of sucking. Like, they're going to have stretches where they have nothing to act like, where they just have no real idea what to do. They've gone everything, like every joke they've made already. So they have to start rehashing shit. Like, it's just at a certain point. Soap operas can sort of avoid it by like bringing in new characters. So like that's how soap operas avoid it. Characters come, characters go. It changes over time. Plus, the plots are really stupid. Plus, soap opera plots tend to be really weird and stupid anyway. But for like an animated series where it's this is the core cast and the core cast cannot change, like any animated series where the core cast can't change, and where the story and like where nothing can change. Like whatever they do, everything is back to normal for the next episode. There's no sense of there is no change, which means that everything starts from this exact same point. So it's just, you're going to get shit where you're going to get long stretches where it just sucked. Watched American Psycho for the first time yesterday. Thought it was weird. Yeah, it was a weird movie. American Psycho is a weird movie. Fun. It's a fun movie. Comic Brick would hate that glass of water. I feel like what South Park should do, honestly, is end. Even if it's only for a few years. Read American Psycho is so much worse. Yeah, I don't think I'd want to read the book. It's tap water. The episode where they had big balls was very political. But yeah, like, I mean, it's like South Park was always at its best when it was just doing really stupid humor. Nothing political, nothing topical, just dumb jokes. Simpsons should end? Yes, it should. Why do I never have ice? I don't need it. It's fine. Government juice? Yep. King of the Hill understood the assignment? Yeah. King of the Hill ran for a good few years. It ran for what, 10 seasons? And it ended, which preserved its legacy in a lot of ways. And King of the Hill as well. It was a series that did allow things to change. It allowed characters to grow. Characters were allowed to go through growth and changes in a way that Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy never did. Futurama is another example. A series that ran for, 5 seasons, I think Futurama's original run was. And throughout those 5 seasons, there was character growth. Off and on, but there was character growth, or at least relationship growth. And when it ended on a high note, and it just did come back, and it came back for the movies and another season, and then I think it's got another season. But it never allowed it to, it never got stale. It never had the chance to get stale. Thoughts on sequels? I mean, they vary. Sometimes they're good. Sometimes they're just cheap, shitty money grabs. Say with Seinfeld. Yeah, I mean, Seinfeld also very much ran its course. Seinfeld, I think, did reach a point where I suspect that they ended it because they had nothing left. I'm guessing that what happened was they just hit a point where it's like, okay, we have no fucking ideas left. There's nothing we can do with this show anymore. We do not have another season in this. We do not have another season of episodes. That 90s show? Yeah, I used to watch that 90s show. I watched it for a while. I didn't watch it from the start, and I didn't watch it at the end. So I watched, a bunch of the middle seasons. And it was a great show. Oh, that 90s show, sorry. No, that 70s show I watched. Sorry, that 70s show I watched. That 90s show I did not. I did not watch that 90s show. Because why would I? That 70s show I really enjoyed. That 90s show I never watched. Donna was too much woman for puny Eric. I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, part of it is just, Agatha all along. Yeah, I think I did. I did watch a trailer. I did watch a trailer for it. The one that revealed the actual title. Hot Donna on the line. I know. Yeah, the trailer that revealed the actual title of the show. That one I watched. What happened to TV? It sucks now. I mean, the thing to remember, No Name, is good TV shows have always been vastly outnumbered by bad ones. Yeah, people are like, oh, TV's no good anymore. It's it was never very good. There were always a few good shows and a lot of garbage. Is just the garbage gets forgotten. Whereas, TV today, we're still aware of the garbage. Beyond that, what's happened to TV? A lot of things. Greed, frankly, has been a huge problem. Hey, produce. Am I greedy? I mean, a little bit. You have to pay for everything now. And it's not just that, it's the executives, the studio executives don't want to pay the people who make the shows. They don't want to have to pay residuals. They don't want to have to pay a single dime more than they absolutely have to. Is that why there are so many strikes? Yep. Yeah, I mean that's why strikes keep happening, is because in every industry, the people who make all the money don't want to actually give any of that money to the people who make the shit that makes the money. Like, you got a few people at the top who have all the money, and then you've got everyone else who actually makes shit that brings in the money, and the people who at the top don't want to actually give everyone else a fucking dime beyond what they are, beyond what is absolutely 100% required in order to get those people in. Guy from Bob Burgers was at the Capitol in January, pled guilty to interfering with cops or something. Yep. Yep. Ever tried Indomie Me Goring? I have not, no name. It's a topic. Hey, Waldo. What's the topic of discussion this evening? I mean, we started with politics, we moved on to TV. So I think right now we've been talking about TV and the problems facing TV today. Trudeau's effing up Canada. Yeah. He could be worse. And unfortunately, I think it's very likely. I hate to admit it. I hate to even think about it. But it's very likely that Poilievre is going to be elected next year. And that's going to be rough for Canada. You sign up for Publix, they give a free bar of cake for your birthday. Neat. I was brutalized by the police today. Fuck the police. You know, Canadians are fed up with Liberals. They are, because the Liberals have been in for 13 years? 14? I can never remember. But they've been in for a while. Oh no, only 9 years. That was longer. Yeah, I mean, the Liberals have been in for 9 years, which is... slightly... by the time the next election is called, it's going to be 10 years, so 10 years, which is not too far off from what people generally get fed up with for the given party. Best friend Leslie says she's just being Miley. Wish Jean Chrétien's PM. Eh. I wish the NDP got a chance. I'd like to see the NDP get a chance in government, get a chance to be the majority party, the party in charge. It's tough because Singh is just. He just doesn't inspire people. And plus, he's been, the NDP have worked pretty closely with the Liberals. So they're sort of stained by their association with the Liberal Party. Have you ever been to New Hamburg? I have not, Anunnaki. I had a dream Sting and this other dude were vying for my love, and I didn't choose Sting because tantric sex sounds like too much work. It does sound like a lot of work, frankly. Hey, Egghead. Am I? Yeah. Surviving. Decline. I mean, I haven't noticed it, but I'm aware of it. I can't. I can't say I'm a fan of them because I'm pretty sure I'm allergic. Moths are the best night pollinators. Most things don't pollinate at night. I pollinate your mom at night. Makes me sound allergic. I've never been stung by a bee, but I have been stung by other insects, and they made me swell up. I don't have any memory of any of these incidents myself, but I heard, my mom used to tell stories pretty regularly about me being stung and swelling up. I'm stung by a wasp in my mouth. Oof. Is my hair all gone? Is all my hair gone on the back of my head now? A lot of it. This temperature today up in my neck. Wasps are the devil. Yeah, wasps are assholes. The weather right now is 20 degrees. Oof. Looks like we're going to be seeing a high of 30. Ugh. Do you ever notice your hair falling out? I don't. vaccine. I really should get my booster. I really should get a booster. I haven't gotten a booster in like a year and a half. Over a year and a half. I was like December of 2022 when I got my booster. Chickenpox? Yeah, I did get chickenpox as a kid. Are we still going through a pandemic? We are. COVID never went away. There's regular surges, new variants coming out every few months as it continues to evolve. Like we're absolutely still in the still in a pandemic. It's just people have decided to ignore that. You still see where people see masks? Very, very, very few. Sure, Egghead. It bothers me how rarely I see people wear masks. Like, even aside from COVID, masks are actually very effective at like reducing the spread of other other viruses as well. Like friggin' colds and flus. Colds and flus, were vastly less common when people were wearing masks. Asian countries been wearing them for years, right? Yeah, Asian countries, it's common to wear a mask, especially if you're sick. Like if people who are already sick, especially, yeah, they wear the mask. Western countries, they'll fucking cough right in your goddamn face. They don't give a shit. We were told that's because smog. That does factor in some countries, like place like China. That absolutely is a factor. But in general, if somebody, especially when someone is not feeling well, they will wear a mask to protect other people. But I mean, also like Japan, like Asian countries, there's just a lot of people. People will wear masks just protect themselves, protect other people. And then, yeah, Western countries. Person could be diagnosed with bubonic plague and they would just fucking cough in everybody's faces. It's just. And it's so crazy because like wearing a mask, it's easy. It costs you nothing to wear a mask. It's the easiest thing in the world. Just put it on. Boom. There's literally no backside. Like there's literally no. Like, there's no downside to wearing a mask. It's not going to hurt you. Hey, Trash Bandy. Like, it's not like wearing a mask is going to cause you problems. Put the jacket on. Too hot to wear the jacket. It's inside, and I'm inside. Like, I'm in my room. I'm not going to wear my jacket in my room. You know, like, it's one of the, like, wearing masks is one of those things where it's like, worst case scenario, you're just not having any problem. Like, it's just, you're still not having any problems with it. Like, worst case scenario, it causes you no problems. I'm too hot for a mask. Fair. Can't hide that face. All right. Good night, Waldo. Just Google the latest COVID variant. It's called Flirt. Kinky. I suppose because you flirt with death. Probably not. That's probably not why. But you never know. Could be. Sounds like a bad dating app. Does kinda. And they mask up in places with children. I mean, that's honestly like a really smart precaution because kids are filthy. Yeah, just kids are disgusting. Why do they just, yeah, they're germy. Exactly. Why you go in place with children so I can wear a mask? Or I am most are American. But still gross. Kids are gross. I feel like having or working with children is probably just like you're permanently sick. Permanently some level of permanently some kind of sickness. Kids aren't gross, they just get fed terribly, which causes them to have really bad immune systems. Hey Layla. Nah, they're just gross. They don't know how not to touch their face. Yep. Or other people's faces. They don't know how to they don't know how not to touch other people's faces either. Think we'll go into lockdown again? No. I'm constantly touching my face. Well, yes, but you're doing it, yeah, because you're amazed at how you look. But no, I don't. I don't imagine there's going to be another lockdown. Because all the governments of the world, or at least most of them, have made it clear that they prioritize corporate profits over lives. They prioritize the economy, which mostly means corporate profits, over the lives of their citizens. They'll gladly let 1 million people die as long as everywhere stays open. Like how fast food workers were essential for a small time. Not that they got paid extra. Not that it actually benefited them being declared essential workers. All it meant, they occasionally got some sort of patronizing applause. Extra pay, extra benefits? No, fuck you. Fuck you, you replaceable piece of shit. Was I working for Walmart? No. No, I was working for Rogers during COVID. Cheering around 7 p.m. every night. Yep. I'm betting all those people being cheered probably would have been a lot happier with pay raises. But no, I left Walmart 2018. 2017, I think, actually. Yeah, I left Walmart back in 2017, I think. Rogers is terrible. I don't work there anymore. Did I work with S. James Nana? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who S. James Nana is. I worked in the Ottawa call center. I don't know where his Nana worked. Hey, Becca. I don't know her government name either. Illegal. It was not. I wouldn't have been employed there if it was. I am monolingual. My guess is that because it's a Canadian company, my guess is they prefer to have dark arts. No, no. My guess is that they prefer to have like a dedicated queue for French customers, so that so that the French customers wouldn't have to deal with Anglophones. You know, fucking up the French language. It's my favorite show at the moment. I mean, the only show I'm actually watching at the moment, like I'm still making my way back through Star Trek Voyager, and I've been watching Star Trek Prodigy. So I guess my favorite current show, like my favorite currently running show, I guess, is Star Trek Prodigy. Hey, Bob. Do people from Canada work with French people in France? Well, Canadian French and French are different dialects. 17 Baby Reindeer? No. Nah, fuck Baby Reindeer. I have no interest. Give me Star Trek or give me death. Yeah, the French spoken in France and the French spoken in Quebec, there are some differences. So, like Spanish and Portuguese, kind of. Yeah. I think not quite as extreme. You know, it's not quite as extreme as that, but yeah, it's different dialects. Basically, the French that is spoken in Quebec is basically 200 years old. The French that is spoken in France has continued to change and evolve. Uh, Whereas Quebec, it is kind of stagnant, like deliberately. It's about a hurricane last night and this morning. Oof. Yeah, I legit went right over my neighborhood. Oof. Yeah, that's fucked up though. Yeah. Glad you're okay. Favorite Star Trek character? I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. Favorite crayon color? I like red. I like red. Just G's on my phone. Yeah, it'll probably take a little bit of time for everything to be restored, I imagine. Surprised power's back up that quickly if the hurricane went right over. Though I suppose they would be kind of used to it. Supposed to get bad storms later today from the hurricane. Yeah. Luckily, I'm far enough north that we don't worry about hurricanes at all here. Power went out about 6 a.m. Just came on about an hour ago here. Bubble tea. Never had bubble tea, and I don't think I ever will. Do I like Marvel? Well, yeah, I mean, I grew up on Marvel. You know, those, like, I grew up on Marvel comics. Spider Man and X Men in particular were really what I grew up on. New Twister movie coming out. I want to see it. Original's a bit old for me. I never watched the original. Remember Bones? Nope. I think new Marvel movies aren't that great. Still have that Marvel weekend to yeah, I forgot to come up with a. I forgot to look into see if there's any way like to arrange that. Totally blanked on that. As far as newer Marvel movies go, you know what I think it is? The shine has come off the MCU in general. I think it's familiarity breeding contempt. Like, I do think that's playing a big part of it in why the more recent movies aren't getting received as well. Apart from the Deadpool cameos. I don't know what cameos you're talking about, so. You know, like, a lot of the earlier Marvel movies, they were exciting. You know, like they were new, they were exciting, they were fresh. Whereas now, People are familiar with them. And beyond that, like there's also the fact that people want the movies to be like the same, like they want them to be the same as the old ones, but they want them to be new. It's like they want completely contradictory things. Give us something new and fresh, but don't stray too far from what made the original great. Like it's just, am I tired of the multiverse? Makes no difference to me. I'm not watching any of this shit anymore. Last Marvel movie I watched was No Way Home. Like I can't really say anything about the movies of the past couple of years. Past 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. I don't even remember. So I can't really say anything about those. But Eternals was a good movie. Genuinely, I will go to the mat to defend Eternals. It was a good movie. Shang-Chi was a fun movie. Um, I don't know. All the Marvel movies that I had watched before I decided that I didn't want to give Disney any money anymore. They were fun movies. Like even at their worst, like Thor: The Dark World was like one of the worst of the Marvel movies. It was still fine. It was a fun popcorn flick. It was fucking whatever. Who cares? Like, what chance do y'all think I have to marry Ryan Reynolds? I think it's a very small chance. Isn't he with somebody already? Yeah, like I remember watching Eternals. streaming on streaming. I didn't that one. I didn't go to the theater. I don't think I did. I don't think that one I went to the theater for. But I watched it on streaming. It was you know, Eternals was a good movie, but people, but it wasn't what people expected. It wasn't what they wanted. I think a lot of people just, I think what a lot of people wanted was the feeling, was to regain a feeling that they had. And it's like, that's not how it works. You are not the person you were when you watched Iron Man. Blake Lively? Yeah. Like, that's sort of what it comes down to. Like, people want the new Marvel movies to invoke the same feelings that they had when they were watching the old Marvel movies, but they are not the people they were when they watched those movies. So they want something that's largely impossible. Yeah, I didn't watch the Marvels, but I'm sure it was a fun movie. I didn't watch Black Panther 2, but I'm sure it was a good movie. Fun movie. I didn't watch Black Panther 2, but I'm sure it was a good movie. I didn't watch Ant-Man 3, but I'm sure it was a fun movie. Please don't try to rationalize nostalgia. I'll cry. Ant-Man was bad. Maybe. I'm guessing that it was probably, you know, a fun film. Like I think there was like some criticism of how MODOK was handled, which fair. It's a very difficult character to adapt. It's a weird concept for a character. Giant head in a floating chair. But on the whole, I'd guess that it was probably a pretty fun movie. Like I'll be honest, the only thing I can remember hearing about from that movie about Ant-Man 3 was MODOK and Kang. Were like that. Those are like the only two things I can remember people talking about for that movie. Like I genuinely have no recollection of what anyone said about that movie other than it sucked. Like beyond just people saying it sucked, I have no recollection of anyone saying like what was bad about it, what was good about it, what worked, what didn't work. Nothing. You can finally hear your boyfriend snoring. Nice. Need to sleep. Yeah, and I'm gonna go make myself some rice. I'm gonna go cook myself some rice. So I'm gonna get going too. I'll be back on Wednesday. So good night, everybody, and see you all on Wednesday. Bye for now.